Hello, welcome to the show that gives you a brief overview of what's going on in aerospace in a particular month. This is the last one of 2023. Welcome to December 2023 Space Events. Because I'm bad and this video is a few days late, let's look at what's already happened in December. On the 2nd, SpaceX launched 23 Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit from Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. The booster for the mission, B-1078, came back and landed on the autonomous spaceport drone ship, a shortfall of gravitas. And this was the 250th successful Falcon booster landing. Also on the 2nd, SpaceX launched 25 different spacecraft aboard the Korea 425 mission. And then the booster for this mission, B-1061, on its 17th flight, came back and landed at Landing Zone 4 in California. And on to future missions. Previous viewers of the show, you would think I'm gonna start with Starlink satellites. No, we're gonna splash forward and go to Falcon Heavy. Falcon Heavy will launch the mission entitled USSF-52 for the US Space Force. This mission will carry into orbit the X-37B spacecraft for the Space Force and NASA's SEEDS 2 mission. This will study the long-term effects of radiation on plant seeds. The boosters for this mission, the side boosters, will be recovered back at landing zones in Florida, and then the center core will be expended due to this mission needing more performance out of Falcon Heavy. And SpaceX's next mission will be, of course, Starlink. Starlink is a high-speed satellite internet constellation put into orbit and built by SpaceX. All the boosters for Starlink missions are flown boosters and will be recovered to fly again another day. There are already thousands of Starlink satellites in orbit, and well, more are going up in December. And Rocket Lab is back with their fancy names, with the mission entitled The Moon God Awakens. Aboard an Electron rocket from New Zealand, this will take up the QPS-SAR-5 satellite, which will join a constellation already in orbit, to take high-resolution images of Earth, even if it is cloudy. Next, we're back to SpaceX with the Ovzon 3 mission. On a Falcon 9, going to geostationary transfer orbit is a small communication satellite for company Ovzon. The booster for this mission will come back and land at Landing Zone 1 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. And this next one calls for a new rocket alert. United Launch Alliance will finally launch Vulcan. This test flight will have two payloads, the first being the Peregrine lunar lander for NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services initiative. The second of the two payloads is Celestis Memorial Spaceflight's deep space mission, the Enterprise flight. Let's see how Vulcan does. Next up, still scheduled for 2023, is NRL-174 for Northrop. On the Minotaur 4 launch vehicle, NRL-174 is a classified mission for the US National Reconnaissance Office, so we have absolutely no information on it, so we don't know. And for the last mission we're going to talk about today is NS-24, which I think has been delayed over the past few months repeatedly. This will be a test flight of the New Shepard launch vehicle after a failure in 2022. This will be uncrewed. And what New Shepard is a space tourist launch vehicle that takes crews just above the Kármán line so they can see awesome views of space. So hopefully Blue Origin can get it figured out, and we'll be back to crew flights very shortly. And with that, we're on to our favorite segment, Moon Time. For the last time in 2023, the new moon is on the 13th and the full moon is on the 27th. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next year.